Hey y'all, welcome to the video. Subject for this one is headlights. Gonna do a little cosmetic upgrade on the 09 2500 Dodge. And these are the new ones. They're not much different than stock. But so we have the chrome on the inside. We have a clear reflector on the outside. Initial quality of these, looking at them, they seem to be very good quality. And that's one of the big concerns with aftermarket headlights. They even came with this, the bulb inserts sealed off, wrapped in plastic, held together in styrofoam. These were shipped from, I think it was K2 Motors in Houston, Texas, but I ordered them off of Amazon. They were under $100. And the reason I didn't go with something a little more fancy is I was just worried about long-term durability and how they'd hold up. Because if I went with a tinted lens, which I love on a black truck, I was worried that the tint would peel off in a couple years. So I didn't want to have to deal with that. And I do like the black inserts, which if you come over here, this truck has black inserts on it. I do like that, but I prefer it on a non-black truck. I think the chrome looks good on the black truck. You can see this one's got black on the inside. So, but on the black truck, I preferred to have the chrome look. So, it's not a huge upgrade for it, but you can also see, if you look closely, there's like an outer coat that's peeling off of these headlights and starting to crack a bit. It's more cracked around here. So these are probably would start looking bad within the next year or two. They are 11 years old. So that's the upgrade for today. I think it's gonna be nice. All right, so the rundown on the replacement process of these. You get 2 bolts here. These are 10 millimeters, or you've got a T30 Torx bit inside that you could use alternatively. Now, on earlier third gens, it was difficult because you'd have to stick a wrench through in here to get a third bolt out. It's different on these trucks. So on these trucks, inside the fender, there's a little plug. You pull it out, and then inside there, you can see the third bolt. I'm going to guess that that's also a 10 mil, and all you have to do, it's actually a nut that's there, is untorque that, and that should take the whole headlight off. Okay, here we got one finally broke loose. It's only the 3 bolts, one here, and the nut I showed on the back. But this thing was not budging, and you just had to pull it out. So I think this is what was getting stuck, and it was notched in to this little adapter thing here. That holds that light nice and solid. Now, yeah, it was real stuck in there, so just had to pull on it and it popped loose. Should be pretty straightforward to loosen these clamps, you know, these things holding down the lights. We're going to get some gloves and put some gloves on before I handle the bulb. But once that's done, I'll catch up with you and we'll probably see the finished product. Alright, so first problem. Turn signal. See, there's one large notch here, one small, one small. Here, there's also one large, one small, and one small. This is the new headlight. Here's the OEM headlight. There's 2 larges and 1 small. And the turn signal fits comfortably into this one large socket and then can be twisted on. Here, the connector itself, I need to turn it more this way, but the connector is in the way, or you know, this piece of the headlight is in the way of the connector. So I can't turn it to actually get the large notch into the only large notch on here. Now on the stock one, there'd be a large notch here, and it would slip in right about there, and then you twist it like that, and it would be in. So this is not a stock taillight, or turn signal light. This has been replaced. The stock ones are brown. They're the same color as this connector here, and they'll have the Chrysler logo on it. So I know I have a set of OEM turn signals laying around, but I may have thrown them out. I'm not sure. I might have thrown them out when I moved a few months ago. So I'm gonna think about what I'm gonna do about this. I may even pop the headlights off of the 03 over there and borrow the turn signals from it and see if they'll fit on this. Okay, so this turned into an adventure which involved me cutting off these tabs. This one is kind of messed up, so we're gonna have to get a new one. But this one, I finally got one to fit. Fits into place, fits snug. And the only thing that needed to be done was to cut off the largest tab. If you leave the two small ones, then you can find a way to get it to fit in there. So I'm going to run to the store, get another one of these. If I can't find my other ones that I have laying around, I may even get two new headlight bulbs as well. So we may end up replacing most of the lights up front as well. Okay, getting caught up with you now. This is a new wiring harness. It's got this gray gasket on it and such. This one also had to be modified, but I didn't have to necessarily cut the entire third long section off here. I left the front piece of it. You can see the slanted piece there. That part of it can stay on and it'll just barely fit. So this one should fit pretty nice since it'll still have all three of its tabs on here. I had to reuse this bulb because they were out of stock. I did get one new headlight to replace this one on the driver's side. And then here's the last wiring harness that I'm replacing now. So I had to use the hacksaw to do this. It's a shame that I had to go to these measures, but I think we're going to get everything put together now. Okay, nothing's torqued down yet, but before the sun sets, I wanted to show what they look like. So from the side is the main difference. It just looks a lot cleaner. It looks more pleasant to the eye. It's sharp. I think it suits the truck well. I didn't want to deviate too much from OEM. I think I talked about that earlier for reliability reasons, electrical reasons, and cosmetic reasons in the long term, like a couple years down the road. So I stuck with something pretty close to stock. Overall, I like the look of them. Looks great, actually. So I'll get this finished up, get these things bolted down. All the headlights work. Nothing on here is jerry-rigged, I wouldn't say. Yes, I had to cut down the taillight wiring harness, or turn signal wiring harness, but everything fits snug. I'm not worried about any air leaks or moisture getting in the headlights. The silicone looked pretty good around the outside, so we'll see how they do. If I ever have a problem, we'll check it out. We'll get it sealed up. But so far, I'm glad it ended up working out. I really didn't want to have to send these things back. But be aware that you may run into that turn signal issue that I ran into. One other thing to look out for is your temperature sensor here. It goes on the bottom bolt of the driver's side headlight. Some people may leave them hang down here. That's what it's doing on my 03. I'm not sure if the 03 was headlight mounted or not. But for these trucks it is. It's right here. And it's just something to watch out for. Oh, and breaking news, I finally found the block heater in the 6.7. It's zip tied up here on the frame. Whatever. Yes, I think this is part of the frame. There it is. Usually I find them inside the bumper. But I don't really need a block heater on the Gulf Coast. But if I head up north in the winter, there it is. Well, here I am, standing roughly the height of a car. Looks like they're shining straight ahead. I'm not being blinded too bad, so I don't think they need adjusted. We'll see how they do at night. But everything's working, and I think that's where I'm going to leave it in this one. I'll see you all in the next video. Projects coming up. I got a few things in the mail still. smaller projects for hot summer months is what I'm trying to do this summer. So stay tuned. There will be more videos.